I'm gonna outlive most of the young kids in this world. You know why? Because y'all dying at a young age. For what? Come on.
A tragic loss of a Middle Georgia woman found dead by her own children, and tonight the search continues for the person responsible. Good evening and thanks for watching WGXA News at 10. I'm Aaron Leedy. Our team was on the scene yesterday as investigators tried to piece together some answers, and tonight WGXA's Jayla Whitfield continues to investigate this. Jayla, what'd you find out?
Aaron, as you can see, the light at 2881 is still on, but the family that used to live here doesn't call this place home anymore. Morgan Smith was found dead right behind this door by her 2 young children.
It is called Praying for Justice for Miss Morgan Smith and her children and family.
Janice Fordham wrote a letter of prayer after her neighbor was killed on Walmart Drive. Morgan Smith was only 26 years old when she was gunned down in her home.
God, please give the divine revelation to Bibb County Sheriff Department officials, detectives, and crime units.
Fordham just wants justice for Morgan and her 2 children. Smith's 4-year-old son and his little sister found their mother behind these windows. Once police arrived to the scene, they took the children to Fordham's home.
The police came over and asked a few questions, but they came back over later with the kids.
Earlier that day, when a maintenance worker arrived to the home for repair work, the 4-year-old boy told him that his mother wasn't okay.
Under the circumstances, they were very calm. It's like, you know, it had to be God that had his hand on both of them.
The Bloomfield community says they're praying for the Smith family.
Our hearts go out for the kids as well as their moms. And when you got little bitty babies like that, I know they're traumatized.
Now 2 children are left without a mother, but they still have each other.
No doubt that he's going to be her angel for a long time. And we pray for peace and justice.
Now, her neighbor actually left this angel and this note on her doorstep. She says she wants people to know that the Bloomfield community wants justice for Morgan Smith. Now, if you have any information about what happened to Smith, please contact the Bibb County Sheriff's Office. That number is 478-751-7500. Now, we also wanted to update you that Morgan Smith was actually a victim of an armed robbery. It happened at the Cookout on Brookhaven Road on Sunday. Now, according to the Bibb County Sheriff's Office, we do not know if that incident is linked to the incident that happened right here at this home. But we'll continue to update you as we find out that information. But for now, live in Macon, Jayla Whitfield.
Jayla, thanks so much. Good evening, everyone. Jeff Cox with you in the Skywatch Weather Center. Current time 10:03 on another day that has featured extreme heat across the mid-state. Upper 90s were widespread. Americus, you win down in Sumter County. I'm not sure if you want to celebrate, but you have the hottest temperature we could find, 99 today. Eastman, Macon, McRae, a close second at 98. Milledgeville and Dublin at 97. Cochran at 96. But this was only half the weather story. Factor in the humidity, and that's when it becomes extreme. Macon, your high today was only 98 degrees. I say only. The maximum feels like temperature, though, topped out at 113 degrees. It felt like 113 in Macon. I've gone back, looked at the historical archive of Macon, and the chance of that happening is 0.01%. That's how rare that extreme of a heat index is in Middle Georgia. Many of us were 105 plus today, and guess what? We do it all over again tomorrow. Heat advisory in effect for the entire region for Wednesday, but after tomorrow, we get some relief. Coming up later in the show, I'll break down how long it sticks around, the relief, and we'll talk about the threat of severe weather tomorrow as well. That plus your 10-day forecast just minutes from now.
New at 10, a Middle Georgia woman feared the worst after her dog got sick. Now, she took the dog to Lake Sinclair over the weekend. WGXA's Brooke Moore sat down with the woman and medical professionals to tell us why it was such a close call.
If it's water that you would not drink, don't let your dog drink it.
Teresa Hertz took her small dog to a lake in Middle Georgia over the weekend. She said her Maltese named Millie was fine that morning, but after spending a day at the lake, Millie started getting sick. Hertz called her vet the next morning, and according to the vet, it could have been a stomach infection due to the bacteria in the water. Dr. Erica Drummond at Northside Wesleyan Animal Hospital explains how dogs are more likely to be impacted by this over humans.
Whether either swimming in it and ingesting it or they're swimming in it and licking their fur, they can ingest it that way, or even if they're around the shoreline and it's getting on their fur, or they're picking it up from the shoreline, they can easily get into bacteria, algae that way.
Dr. Kalina Manolov, a professor of biology at Georgia College, talks about what is happening to the body when bacteria is introduced.
The toxins can affect your liver, which is the most dangerous because it's your inner organ. You can have lesions on the skin. There's some neurotoxins, so basically you cannot swallow.
Dr. Manolov also explains that the bacteria grows more rapidly in places with high water temperatures and static water. She also said that they can grow in shallow ponds compared to deeper lakes and rivers.
You see in Georgia, lakes and rivers, they're very silty. So you can see this brown clay silt, right? But when you see green, that's a question mark. You should not be jumping in this water.
Luckily for Teresa and Millie, a scary situation ended better than some.
She ended up being fine. The next day, she was, much better and continued to improve.
Georgia Power sent us a statement saying, in part, there have been no reports of algae blooms of concern on Lake Sinclair this summer. Georgia Power has an algae management plan in place in partnership with the Georgia Environmental Protection Division and actively monitors for signs of algae blooms on the lakes. Developing tonight, police are now divided on whether the gunman in the Dayton, Ohio mass shooting targeted his sister. The investigation revealed she was one of the first people shot, but the evidence is lacking to confirm this motive. Connor Betts also visited the location the night before, and evidence suggests he had a plan for the mass shooting. Authorities are still working together to piece that timeline in place. The Justice Department is investigating the circumstances surrounding accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein's apparent suicide, and tonight we have learned changes are being made at the jail where he died. The top official at the Metropolitan Correctional Center is being reassigned temporarily, and 2 workers assigned to Epstein's unit are also on administrative leave. Attorney General William Barr ordered the move after speaking out about irregularities at the New York prison.
32 seconds, that's all it took for the Ohio gunman to shoot more than 24 people. I'm Mike Tobin. New information on the Dayton massacre coming up.